Hold on, this is the crew interview, right?
Yeah. No, you just do it. You got it.
The crew interview. Roll sad triangle. Scene 2-color rainbow. Take happy sun.
And take good.
Is this individuals? Nailed it. I'm good. All right. Anytime. Hi, I'm Alex and I play Spot. What?
Hi.
That's not even funny. Hi, I'm Alex and I play Spot on the crew.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I play Jake on the crew.
I'm Jacqueline, and I play Mindy on the crew.
Originally, I wasn't written into the episode.
No.
And it was kind of a last minute addition, and so I
Substitution.
a substitution, not addition. Yeah. And I came in and we found that prop. Dustin put it on my head and was like, I asked him if he wanted that, and he goes, I don't know. And then I wore it, and it worked. Because I think that's consistent with Spot. I think Spot wears funny things.
And in the scene, we were behind the scenes of another production, so naturally the props were there, and they were in a room that they weren't supposed to be.
Pretty sweet.
Playing with them.
Honestly, when I first saw the script, I didn't know what to think. I was reading them, and I thought to myself, I want to do so much more with this. I hope that I have creative power to do what I want. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have to probably fight someone to do things.
I honestly didn't anticipate that there would be as much improvising.
Yeah,
as
exactly. And I'm so glad.
I went in like, because I'm comfortable with improv, but I don't usually do it until I'm told to do it. And so I came in and they were all... they had already been on set for a few days, so there was already this established thing, like, we're going to improvise, and he starts doing different lines. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Had no one told you before that?
No.
I love that. I actually didn't realize I was the ringleader until after the first couple of days of shooting. I realized, holy crap, I'm the ringleader.
Yeah, that was the word you had in your mind, ringleader?
No, not at all. I was just like, well, I guess I'm the head of this posse. Let's go. And
It was a posse.
Yeah, head of the
I like
posse.
that. I like that.
All right,
Gossiping.
gossip. Good stuff.
Real world.
I was friends with Chris before this. He's a classmate of mine, and I just thought that was hilarious and something that I would never see him do. So just to have that little bit of that memory there is nice. It's nice to be able to know that I can come back to that whenever I have to.
Do you think about this often now?
No, I mean come back in like the revenge
Like when I think
sense,
about
not-
the crew.
Well, okay.
I miss those days.
Those
when
days
Chris was in drag.
I thought he owned it in his...
Yeah. He did.
His femininity really came out.
Femininity.
Yeah.
Femininity.
I think it was funny seeing him get into a corset though. That was funny.
Yes.
Because and then having to undress him too, because Spot has to
Were
undress
there
him at that
gloves
one part.
involved as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So he has like these long gloves on, and I'm trying to take these ribbons out from his back, but the corset didn't really fit him perfectly anyway. So I had to find a way to get it loose enough to still slip off of him, and do it in a somewhat timely manner at least.
Didn't you have to do that over and over as well? The
Yeah.
undoing of
So
the
we had to
corset?
keep like getting it on this corset that didn't fit him on him, and then off of him, and on and off, and it was pretty funny though. Claire, we kind of are. Well, actually, I don't know how. Spot's a little mean to her, but I think Spot's mean to her because he sees everyone else being mean to her.
That's how I felt about Mindy. He's giggling. 'Cause that was like so him
I thought it was
and like
so funny. No, because like Jake is just really nice about it.
Well,
But that's who
but you
Trevor is as a person
the
too.
sake of
He
the
enjoys
scene-
that.
I had to join in on that too, especially because for that episode I was only in it for like briefly, like a few moments, and so that was one of the times that I'm sitting there, and I can't just sit there, so I kind of had to like join in on that stuff. But I don't know, it was weird because I was in Mindy role, and I felt like I'm so nice. Why am I throwing a paper ball at her? But
But I really loved having Claire, who plays Claire, on
Yes.
set. Because she
It's spelled
she
differently,
was such a good sport about how many times we had to throw things at her and put leaves in her hair.
That's what I was worried about most, was that she was taking these things personally.
No,
that was her real name.
She
She's a
had so
pro.
much fun.
She has it. She's good.
Yeah, and I thought it was such a fun. It's such a. She doesn't have that many speaking lines. She has a few,
No, not
but
at all.
she made every time she spoke like worth it. Every time she was completely in character. It was funny. It was her trying to be a part of things, but then just us kind of ripping
her
away
out.
her dreams and
Her dreams.
yeah, we just squish.
Oh, that was the best.
So nice.
Trent.
Trent.
He's hilarious. Was he even supposed to act?
No.
No.
Not at
That's
all.
the best part. Okay. So Trent was a member of the crew, the real crew, the crew of the crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you got it?
Absolutely.
Okay. He ended up being on set, and we were asking him like, have you ever acted before? Well, I was, because I didn't know who he was. I'd never met him before, and I was really, really surprised about how natural he was. And then in the scene where he was improvising with you guys, the infamous vortex scene,
No,
he
honestly.
was really good. Like, he did such a great job.
I honestly didn't think he knew what he was doing.
That's perfect.
He was just like trying to figure out his way around anything.
In episode 6, when you're passing out the papers and you stop at him and you say, "Who are you?" And he has this
funny.
moment, and just every time we shot it, I had the hardest time not laughing because he has this moment of like going, Trent, like he doesn't even know what his name is. It was so funny. Every time.
Boom. He's always been there for us.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
love Adam.
Yeah.
We didn't get to spend that much time together on
No.
set, but he goes to the same acting school that we do, and so I've connected with him that way, and he's just a really cool guy.
he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't know either of them before this, but I
No,
knew Chris
I
and I
didn't
knew Adam and I knew Ryan and I knew Claire. So
We knew each other.
Yeah, we met on a television show as stand-ins a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and we just kept in touch ever since. And it was such a weird thing because we had no idea that we were auditioning
No.
for this, and then we show up on set and
It's like,
hey,
oh, you're my love interest.
I haven't seen
Hello.
you in years. I love Ryan.
What do you love about him?
Every time he spoke, because
he had such a great sense. Yeah, he had such a great sense of humor and was like every time he said something different.
The improv part with Claire was really good because he's a stand-up comedian as
Yeah.
well. He's actually he goes to the same acting school as us, but he was actually in my class and still is. So I continue to study with Ryan, and he's like improv wise and humor really brilliant when it comes to that stuff. And I remember the one line, the zoo episode. Remember where he was like, it's not worth it or whatever, like to go in there. And he just really made it his own. It's such a quick like snippet, like he just runs in and runs out, but he was just like, it's not worth it, and like freaking out. And he really made it something special, even though it was so quick.
I always say the same thing. One of the lines that he said, I always say it now, and he says, "Claire's the worst."
Claire's
he says it,
the
He says it in a
worst.
specific way. And now everywhere I go, when something bad happens, I'm like, "That's the worst."
He'll be so flattered with that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't tell him.
Don't,
Yeah, we can cut this part out.
please. Whole episode is almost all improv.
Yeah.
Granted, the whole show is practically
I
that
think-
way, but
I think there were a few things that we had that like we understood needed to happen. Like once we were mean to Claire, she needed to walk out, and certain things like that. But it was more our journey getting there that we got to decide, as opposed to we knew we were going there, but just didn't know exactly how we were getting there. I think it was a lot of just like group think, like
Yeah.
a mutual understanding and trust that we would get there. And
Sometimes it took too long.
the weird part was is that we didn't even talk about how we get there. We just knew that it was just gonna
Yeah.
get there, and we don't know how, but it just did.
somebody would say something that would bring us toward it. I think somebody would recognize, okay, here's where this would logically go. They add that, and we all just went along for the ride, which is awesome.
Yeah, I feel like you don't really
Just 'cause-
see that often.
Yeah, and that was my first day on set, but just to to be able to have that trust with everyone. We had been on set for a couple hours before that, but to know that I could trust them just after a couple hours after meeting most of them, that was pretty cool. Pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls!
We had all of this paper that we like throw at Claire, but there was this one point before we throw it at Claire where I just had it in my hands, and so I was just like starting to fold it and make this little origami bird pterodactyl thing. And
That was also one of your suggestions for the film that we have
yes.
pterodactyls. Pterodactyls.
Yeah,
by
not
the way.
pterodactyls, not like the dinosaur,
Pterodactyls.
but they're pterodactyls. It's a new horror film, sci-fi horror film that I'm working on.
It's a play on words.
It's I don't know if you get it's okay. So it's like terror, and then dactyl, like pterodactyls, but with terror.
Nailed it.
I don't know if you're understanding this yet. It's terror. I think my favorite thing though was, I mean, the improv was really fun. I just I love improv, and I have a big improv background, and so I love it. It was a blast. That it wasn't just like a learn your lines exactly like this, and this is only what we're doing. We got to deviate and play and
Being naked outside in the cold. I wasn't really naked.
she had a bathrobe.
Come
on.
That was the most
Come on.
exciting part to you, was being naked outside.
That's sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
It was really cold. Really cold.
I think all of my improv scenes with Spot in episode 6.
That's all of them.
No, what? No, specifically when we were shooting the 48-hour film festival.
Okay.
And I was just directing Spot and Trent. And when
Trent. Oh god.
Like, no one can ever. I forget.
I had the pleasure of watching that the whole time, and it was really fun.
Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe and like below under here.
There.
Stop it. No, it's right there.
And show your cousins.
show your cousins. They're. No, guys.
It's
stop
somewhere
it.
in-
This is my thing. This is my thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're gonna. It's right here. I say so.
Well, I don't think that changes the layout
Stop
of,
that.
of YouTube.
Shut